Well, good morning. Yes, I've been waiting for you. Yes, you Windows user, and everybody else. Welcome to this Windows Wednesday. This is Total OS Today, Total Technology for Beginners and Beyond. Maybe that should be the next Star Trek movie, Beginners and Beyond. Star Trek, what is it for? I lost track. Anyway, welcome. Sorry I'm late. On this particular machine, I haven't touched Windows 11 in 2 weeks. That means I haven't done any updates in 2 weeks. Nothing wrong with Windows 11. It's just that I usually use Linux, and this particular machine I dual boot on two separate SSDs. One is Windows 11, the excellent Windows 11, and the equally superb, excellent Linux Mint for beginners also, of course. So a little bit late today, but hopefully those of you who are watching this live, maybe somebody will stop in and say hello. Did not schedule this because I didn't know if I was going to be on or not. But I am enjoying a little tea. Yes, Italians drink tea. What about you? I probably should have grabbed some sugar. Anyway, so yes, for this Windows Wednesday, we'll talk a little bit about Windows, some of the latest news, and we'll talk about running updates in Windows 11 as to opposed to, say, running updates in Linux. If you miss any of this, you can watch this on full repeat, of course, or after I transcode this. You should be able to listen to this on your favorite podcasting app. I wonder how many of you still listen to podcasts, whether you're running Linux or Windows. I guess a lot of people do. You could also listen to this on the TOS Today Patreon page. It is a free download. If you want to contribute to the channel, well then please do. All right, a little bit more tea, and then we'll get started. Again, if anybody is watching, say hello in the chat, and I'll try to get to your comments. Okay. It's nice because today's going to be a nice hot day here in Ohio. And you know what else is hot? Windows 11. Well, how's that for a segue, huh? All right. All jokes aside, so far Windows 11, running this in two machines, admittedly outdated machines. I mean, they're outdated. One has an Athlon 2 processor. Yeah. From what, 2010? The machine is a Lenovo. Excellent, by the way, for testing Linux machines. Lenovo's and ThinkPads are excellent for testing Linux, by the way. So if you are curious about the world of Linux and are not ready to, switch from Windows or whatever, but are curious about Linux, yeah, a test machine would be perfect. So running updates in Windows 11 is definitely faster than running updates in Windows 10. Noticeably faster. However, for me this morning, it took a little bit longer because, again, I didn't boot into Windows 11 for 2 weeks. I really didn't have to. Again, this is a test machine, and on this test machine, I usually run Linux on this particular machine. On my other test machine, which is from 2013, a Gateway, that one has, that one has the brand new Ubuntu, which I just downloaded. It's, what's it called? Jammy Jellyfish. Yeah, let's jam. Anyway, running the updates in Windows 11 is definitely faster. Now, how fast, of course, will depend on your internet speed, how fast your computer is. Do you have an disk drive and SSD? Solid state drives are definitely one of the more affordable ways to upgrade your computer to make it faster. So if you still have an older HDD, even the least expensive solid state drive is going to be markedly faster than running a computer with the old hard disk drive. And really, solid state drives today, if you look on Amazon, they start around the $20, $30 range for a small one. I've seen them as low as like $28 or so for, what is it, a 128 gig or something like that, then go up from there. If you're running an OS like Linux or even Windows 11 just for experimentation, you really don't need a lot of storage. Keep in mind that the requirements for Windows 11 does require at least 64 gigabytes of storage, so that's a lot. But then some Linux distros also require at least that much. So yeah, times have changed, haven't they? But yeah, running the updates so far in Windows 11 has not been a problem. I haven't noticed anything unusual. I haven't noticed anything unstable so far. Okay, now I don't use Windows 11 full time. Again, full disclosure here, mostly Linux, like 80-90% of the time. And yeah, DT is in the house. Distro 2, my man, my main arch stable man, Derek, is in the house. Hi, Derek. He says it's too early in the morning to be doing something so unstable like a Windows update. Well, I'll be quite honest with you. The first time my Windows update in Windows 11 becomes unstable, trust me, you will be the first to know. But so far, and it's been disappointing because I can't make fun of Windows 11 yet. Not yet, but the day is coming, DT, so don't you worry. Anyway, welcome, DT, to this morning's stream. Congrats on getting your button from Blackwell, or whatever it's called, from YouTube. Yeah, talk about a little slow. It took them over a year, right? Anyway, congrats. But yeah, all jokes aside, DT, really, Windows 11 has been surprisingly good and stable. Again, I still prefer Linux overall, but yeah, like I have to give credit where credit is due. And so far, Windows 11 is running. It's running good. It's fast. It's fast as some Linux distributions. Let's transition here to bring up the chat. If you guys want to see yourselves type. Anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, Windows 11 so far has been surprisingly good on 2 test machines. Outdated test machines that I didn't think would be fast enough to run Windows 10, let alone Windows 11. But so far, and I stress so far, I have no problem. If I had to run Windows 11 every single day, I would. Absolutely. All right, so Dark Umbre's in the house. You just got a 500 gigabyte SSD for your PC just for Windows 11 and Pop OS. Yeah, Pop OS is good. And you still use Windows 11 on an unsupported PC. All right, we'll talk about that too in a moment. Yeah, 500 gigabyte SSD is probably, for a lot of people, don't content create, not a lot of videos. That is probably the sweet spot for picking up, for upgrading a computer, whether it's Windows or Linux, upgrading to an SSD. I believe this particular machine here, I believe I did get a 500 gigabyte SSD on sale on Amazon. Again, they're not expensive nowadays, as opposed to, say, CPUs or graphics cards are still a little high. But the SSDs so far have not, it seems at least, have not jumped in price. None that I've seen. Let me drink a little bit more tea here. All right. Well, good morning, Timo. How are you? My main Ubuntu man, Timo. Tim runs Ubuntu, an Ubuntu man. Very good. Tim, you missed the introduction, but I actually just downloaded, upgraded, had to force upgrade to the brand new Ubuntu on my other machine, 22.04 to 22.04, and so far it's running pretty good. So far, not that I recommend newbies upgrade to a new Ubuntu before the official release. You might break something. I did. I was able to fix it, but yeah, it was lots of terminal commands, and don't do it. Anyway, getting back to this topic, running updates in Windows 11 is faster than Windows 10. There's no question. Still not as fast as Linux. But once again, I haven't touched this machine in 2 weeks. So obviously the updates are going to pile up. So, and it took about running the updates and rebooting in Windows 11 after 2 weeks of not touching the machine. Running all the updates took about 45 minutes in Windows 11 after not touching the Windows 11 machine in 2 weeks. So I don't know. Is that good? Is it really bad? Is it that bad? Yeah, it's not as fast as Linux, but considering before it might take hours, it's faster. So keep in mind, if you have a Windows 11 machine, you're running the updates and you're running Linux also, the updates are always going to be faster in Linux. Yes, even Linux with the slow GNOME desktop, the updates are going to be faster. That's just the nature of the Linux system. So I hope that makes sense for all of you who watch this or listen to this later. If you are considering trying Linux or Windows 11, Windows 11 should work. It does for me. And to outdated, supposedly unsupported machines. Officially. Unofficially, that's a bunch of hooey. You can still install Windows 11 on supposedly unsupported machines. How do I know that? Because Microsoft told me so. Or told you so on their website. All right, let's talk a little bit about the unsupported machines. And all right, so looking at the chat here, boy, it's so nice to have doing these podcasts on a 50-inch 4K TV. I can see everything. I mean, I can't stream in 4K. My computer would just choke. Not that you need 4K, but this is really nice. So your home PC has 500 gig SSD, and you've nearly filled the thing up. Yeah, if you do a lot of videos, yeah, music and videos and all that. So, and that says second SSD. Yeah, I have external drives too, DT, that I transfer. I got like 3 external drives, multiple USB sticks, and that definitely helps. But yeah, once you start adding videos, man, it adds. Can you imagine? Speaking of videos, there are content creators, all they do are 4K videos. That's what they archive. Can you imagine the amount of space? That's insane. Now, probably the smart thing to do, and just a little tip here, you can definitely record and stream in 4K if it's fast enough. You may want to downscale, archive it in 1080p. It's going to look, well, almost as good as 4K, but it's going to look better. And that'll save on disk space. One of the videos I did, I recorded in 4K. It was a quick review on some solar lights that I bought. I recorded in 4K off my phone, but then rendered it in 1080p. And it still looked better than recording something in 1080p and rendering it in 1080p, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so. Razer is in the house. Very good. Hello, Razer. Yes, this is, yes, he says Wendy's 11. I don't know anybody named Wendy's 11. You have that many girlfriends. Wow. You are one lucky dog. Anyway, unsupported machines and Windows 11. Let's try to set the record straight again. Yes, I know Microsoft did not help in the beginning by saying Windows 11 will not run on unsupported machines. While that is still possible, if your machine is really that old, that is not entirely accurate. You can install Windows 11 on unsupported machines very easily. How do I know that? Because I did it twice on 2 unsupported machines. Now, am I recommending that you do that and use it every day? No. Is Microsoft recommending that you use their hack off of their website? No, they are not recommending. Can it be done? Yeah, mate, it can be done. It's not that hard. It is a registry hack, and you have to be careful doing something in the Windows registry because you make boink, boink, or bork, or boink. Bork. I think the term is bork. Boinking is another thing that you do with Wendy's, but no. But shut up. Bork. You might bork your Windows system. I can't stop laughing. If you mess with the registry in Windows 11, just like you can bork the system in Linux if you start doing strange things in the Linux terminal. And it's not that hard. Someone commented about using the registry hack in Windows 11 to install Windows 11. Somebody commented, why do I want to go to all this trouble to install Windows 11 in an unsupported machine when I can just use Linux? I'm like, well, that's interesting because there are many Linux users who will spend hours in a terminal trying to install or fix something because they love their Linux system as well they should, but you won't take 5 minutes for a registry hack on Windows 11? Say what? Just a personal observation. But look, I'm not saying that the registry hack will work for you in an unsupported Windows machine. I have test machines that I did it. I got lucky. But I have a feeling that a lot of people are using the Microsoft registry hack to install Windows 11 and are not having any issues. So don't buy all the baloney out there, such as, oh, Windows 11 is too slow, it won't run on older machines, it's slower than Linux. No, it's not. In my test, Windows 11 is just as fast as Linux. Yes, the updates take more time, but the OS itself, on this machine I dual boot with Linux Mint, Linux Mint is just as fast as Windows 11, and vice versa. That's just the way it is. Am I surprised? Hell yeah. Look, if Windows 11 was slower than Windows, then I wouldn't be using it. It's that simple. And yes, I am streaming this in Windows 11 after running all the updates and rebooting several times. Still got to reboot multiple times, I know. Heck, sometimes you have to reboot in Linux. So, yeah, the rebooting argument anymore, I don't know. So, yeah. All right, so Dark says you have an i7 4770. I think that's my Dell computer, actually, with no TPM at all. Well, you probably have TPM 1 point something. So far, everything seems pretty good, even the Android support. Yeah, how is the Android support? That's something new for Windows 11. Cool. Nice. I did see where Microsoft was experimenting with running ads in the File Explorer in Windows 11. I'm like, come on, man, don't make me start making jokes about that. They're experimenting. It's not finalized. They may not do it. I don't think they will. That's stupid, okay? If they're going to finalize that. That is not smart. But that's what I read, just to let you guys know what's going on with Windows 11. You booted with Windows 10 last night after a month of not using it. What a clustering you had to deal with. Yeah, if you don't use any Windows after a month, you're going to have a lot of updates, Razor. Yeah. Of course, that's the same with Linux. You're going to have a lot of updates. It's just that in Linux, the updates will load faster. You may, usually after a month of not running Linux, you may have to reboot at least once, if I had to guess. Yeah, DT says ads in the file manager, Candy Crush ads. I don't know. I have not seen the ads. File Explorer in Windows. Again, that's an experimentation. So yeah, I hope they don't finalize that. So yeah, updates in Windows 11. Definitely faster than Windows 10. You should upgrade to Windows 11 now if you're running Windows 10. It's going to be faster. That's all there is to it. Updates are still going to take a while. And the second thing I wanted to say, don't buy all the baloney that Windows 11 is slower than Linux. That's not true. And yes, you can install Windows 11 on a supposedly unsupported machine. You may want to do it on a test machine first if you have one. If you don't, I would still recommend back up your files just in case. As I stated earlier, I upgraded to the new Ubuntu 22.04 and something broke. I had to fix it using a lot of terminal commands. To be fair, Ubuntu, the new one, is not finalized. I knew the risks, but the point is I had updates and I was experienced, I had enough knowledge to fix my broken Ubuntu 22.04 with terminal commands. Not fun, but I got it done. So the point is, no matter what you upgrade to, back up your files first. Always back up and back up again. You can never have too many updates, right? Or too many backups. Yeah, Tim says Arch is above your pay scale. yeah, I'm a Debian Ubuntu guy myself, Tim. I've dabbled in Arch. It is definitely more time consuming to learn, but yeah, for Linux users, for Windows users, you can't go wrong with Ubuntu base. Look, I don't use Ubuntu that much anymore, but as I have stated in the past, if it wasn't for Ubuntu, I wouldn't be here. So even though I'm not a fan of the GNOME desktop for beginners, look, Ubuntu still works. It's stable, it works, and yeah, I will recommend anything that's stable. And I mean anything, even Arch. Yes, DT says Windows is like Arch, keep it updated. I completely agree. All right, let's see. What other tips I can give a Windows user with Windows 11 on an unsupported PC? Well, I would probably debloat the system, unload or delete any apps you do not need. That will help speed up the system. You can try, of course, run the virus scanner, make sure there's no nasties running in the background that you are not aware of, spyware and all that stuff. One thing I did to speed up my computer, this outdated computer, is to drop the resolution from 1080 to 720p. I know 720p is somewhat old, but on a 50-inch TV, the 720p resolution is not bad, and it's noticeably faster running Windows 11 or 10 on an outdated computer like this one. So it runs a lot smoother. Mainly streaming in 720p. Now, if I'm not streaming, I can run Windows 11 at 1080p. That's not a problem. But it is going to be faster if you drop the resolution. Yeah, you're right. And as far as the updates goes, you really should update any system, not just, Windows. Again, in my situation, I don't use this test machine that often, so it was over 2 weeks since I last used Windows 11. Mainly running Linux Mint on this one. Very happy with both. DT has had the urge to distro hop. Man, I did it for 10 years, DT. I finally said enough. Enough is enough. Look, last I checked, there are 600 Linux-based systems when you count all the forks. Yeah, and look, when you have that many cooks in the broth, a lot of things get forked up. It's ridiculous. So out of the 600 possible systems that you can install, maybe 10 are really, really good for beginners. Maybe, of course, your Ubuntu's. What's that one Arch-based system I heard is pretty good? Is it called Arco? DT, you would know this. You're more into Arch. Maybe for beginners, maybe. But out of the 600, maybe 10 are good. And out of those 10, maybe 5 are really, really good. Such as Linux Mint. Zorin is another one. Maybe Ubuntu with the proper extensions may be in the top 5. Of course, Ubuntu Mate is up there. So, yeah, okay, yeah, so Arco Linux. Okay, yeah, that, from what I understand, that's really good. So maybe put that in the top 10 for beginners for Windows users. Look, I will recommend anything that is stable. Anything. Why not? I've often said I wish we had a national standardized Linux computer for the masses. Something that you can walk into your Walmart or computer store or whatever. And personally, I don't care what it's based on. It could be based on Gentoo. It could be based on Arch. It could be based on Ubuntu. Look at Chromebooks. Hot sellers based off of Gentoo. Is Gentoo for beginners? Yeah, if you're drunk. But it doesn't matter, because Gentoo has been pre-packaged into a terrific Linux computer called the Chromebook, and it just works. Anyway, a little bit off topic there, but yeah. So Windows 11 so far, it's been pretty good. Can't complain. All things considered, yeah, I would have no problem using Windows 11 every day. I won't, but if I had to, yeah, I can use it every day. Yeah, Tim says that Android phones are awesome. They really are a Linux phone. They run the modified version of the Linux kernel. That is true. Completely. Yeah. DT says, quoting, Gentoo great if you're drunk. Toss 2022. Deserves a t-shirt. Funny you should mention that, TT. I had completely forgotten. I have a merch store off of Teespring. I have like mugs and shirts. I completely forgot about it. Once the pandemic started, DT, the last thing on my mind was t-shirts, to be quite honest. So, but maybe I'll have to put that on a t-shirt. Gentoo, great if you're drunk. Oh man. Yeah, so I'll have to update the TOS store, the TOS store. But that's not bad. Gentoo, great. I'll probably tick off a lot of Gentoo users. It's just a joke. Anyway. So Dark says you've been messing with the Chromebook, playing around with the Breath project, allowing Ubuntu Arch to be installed on a Chromebook with a signed kernel. That's interesting. Okay. With Gentoo, the problem is when you sober up, then you realize what you've gotten yourself into. Yeah, well, DT, that's completely true. Yes, that's why I will never use Gentoo except on a Chromebook. Who knew that Gentoo could be for newbies on a Chromebook? Ah, Tim has the Moto G Stylus 5G. I have the Moto G Stylus 4G. Well, what do you know? Yeah. So far, so good. I may upgrade to 5G, but here I live in Ohio, the 5G service is sporadic, Tim, so I think I will wait on getting a 5G phone. T-Mobile has a deal on a 5G Moto for $200 and some if I stay with T-Mobile, so not a bad deal, but the 5G service here is sporadic. And by the way, speaking of phones, Tim, what is it with phone manufacturers being allergic to good sound on phones? The new Moto phones, they have one speaker. It drives me insane. Okay, a phone is made out of video and audio. Oh, all right, DT, you have to jet. Okay, take care, my friend. I'll catch you. Let's put you on the next Linux A team, DT, if you're free. Phones, Tim, phones. Why? Motorola has been one of the few companies to put top and bottom speaker even on their most affordable phones. $200-$300 phones and up. The new phones, Tim, they have one speaker. Why are manufacturers allergic to sound, to speakers on phone? It drives me freaking nuts. So the new Moto phones, they have one speaker. That is not an upgrade. That is a downgrade. So that's another thing I'm hesitating, Tim, upgrading to my new Moto phone because it has one speaker. Now, if they deducted $100 off the phone, okay, well, I still don't like one speaker, but it's like, come on, man. It drives me freaking insane. Anyway, just a little rant to Motorola. Sometimes you suck. Sorry, I had to say that. Putting that aside, yeah, Moto phones were great. I have a Motorola G7 Plus I use as a backup, and I have a Moto G Stylus 4G with 2 speakers. You know, those 2 speakers, Tim, as you know, sometimes when I go walking, I'll have the phone in my pocket. I'll have the volume cranked up, play music, and it's loud enough to hear the music and the words, even with the phone in my pocket while walking, when you have a 2-speaker setup. All right, so Tim, you have a Bluetooth speaker. Yeah, but you know, when I'm walking, I don't want to carry my phone and then a Bluetooth speaker, you know. But I know they make smart clothes with built-in Bluetooth speakers. I know, but when is too much technology too much, right? You guys tell me. Yeah, I prefer to have 2 speakers in a phone. Now, they don't have to be, you know, boombox speakers. That's not what I'm saying. Just so it sounds clearer and louder. And the new Moto phones, they don't have it, and I'm ticked off that it is what it is. But I may just wait till that the Moto G Stylus 5G goes on sale for $199, and maybe I'll buy it. Or I noticed him that the Moto G 5G Stylus does not have 4K recording. That's kind of a bummer. Yes, I'll have to think about that. Anyway, speaking of phones, anybody remember the Windows Phone? Yeah? I think the last time I saw the Windows Phone was in the one of the episodes of the TV series Burn Notice. About 10 years ago, so yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I know the Moto is a good price, Tim, but you know, I still like 2 speakers. That's why I'm not in a hurry. And once again, the 5G service here is not widespread, so I will wait. So I'll check with them next month and see if they have a sale. Then maybe I'll think about it. But you know, my 4G phone is good enough, so yeah. All right. If anybody here is new, watching or listening, please do say hello. That's why we do these live shows, to connect with you guys when I can. I want to thank everybody for last Friday's fundraiser for the people of Ukraine. Before I forget, we sold, let's see, there was approximately about 10 to 12 downloads of my dad's songs from the Bandcamp website I set up for him. The profits from the songs I sent to Save the Children for Ukraine. So I'm trying to think who, I can't remember. But anyway, if you bought songs from my dad's Bandcamp website, thank you. All the profits were sent to Ukraine. And we may do that again. So Tim, when you try out the latest Zorin, let me know. I think you downloaded that. I believe Zorin is sending the profits of those sales to Ukraine. Morpheus is in the house, I noticed. Welcome. How are you? Again, those of you coming in late, you can watch this completely on the replay or in podcast format when I have time to transcode this into podcast form, and you can listen on your favorite podcasting app or on the TOS Today Patreon page. I usually have free downloads, audio downloads there. thought I read somewhere there was talk of Windows 12 being in development now. That seems a bit too soon, but I don't know. I just go by what I read. I'm almost out of tea, but that's okay. All right, so what's up with you guys? I think I've done enough talking. Let's see. You are Morpheus is running Win 11 on an i5 500 laptop. I need to clean my eyeglasses here, a little fuzzy. But anyway, okay, it looks like it's an i5 500. And how is it working out? Did you have to run the hack, the registry hack, Morpheus, to get that installed? And if you did, was it difficult? Is it stable? Are you surprised of the speed of it? Do you hate it? Let us know. And tell the truth. Be fair about it, but tell the truth. Yeah, to let us know how the latest Zorn works out. I thought about downloading it, running it as a full install, but that means I would have to delete either Linux Mint or Ubuntu. I didn't feel like doing that, so yeah. I mean, I do have another laptop I could rig it up, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I should open up a computer pawn shop, if you know what I mean. Anyway. Um, so Windows 11 is stable, Morpheus? Okay. Learning the differences. Some are counterintuitive. Okay. Yeah, Windows 11 does not feel complete, Morpheus. It's getting there, but it's not that much harder to learn than Windows 10. At least not for me anyway. So yeah. Some of the things that are not with that you can't do is moving the bottom panel, the taskbar to the top or to the side without third-party apps, you know. But I have no problem with it at the bottom. Yeah, the Rufus had the registry hack. That is something fairly new, I believe, if I am not mistaken. So it appears it worked and nothing broke, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah, it was it that hard? I don't think so, right? All right, I'll stick around a little bit longer, and then I need to start my day because I haven't had any breakfast yet. Where's my other buddy here? Is he in here? He usually sends me a coffee donation. I don't think he's here in the chat. Did I miss him? No, I wanted to thank him again. Anyway, I don't think he's here. All right, okay. Annoyed with the Microsoft account? Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I've had a Microsoft account for years, since as long as I can remember, Morpheus. So for me, it's not that big of a deal. Um, but I get it. Yeah, but putting that aside, yeah, I really not too many complaints with Windows 11. So yeah. In fact, when I'm ready to get my next machine, I'll see if I can have it with Windows 11 already installed, or something that is already TPM 2.0, ready to go, just so I don't have to hack that one. Probably looking at a Ryzen 5 processor, something like that, 16 gigs of RAM. Should be enough for what I do. So. those of you watching this, how do you like this new thumbnail for my Windows Wednesday? I just did this morning. Something cheery, spring, summery, warm. I don't mess with a lot of, thumbnails, just some here and there because they take time. But how does this thumbnail look? Those of you who are watching this podcast, try to add some color to it just to be creative. Stephanie is more the creative person when it comes to visuals. But those of you watching this live, how does this thumbnail look? It was either this or the other one that's dark, but I wanted to go light. I'm ready for summer. Today's going to be 70, warm, sunny. I'm ready for it. So yeah. There was a video. I came across a video. So was it yesterday, day before? Something about Fedora is the new Ubuntu. I don't know about that. Fedora Linux. Yeah, I don't know about that. Doesn't Fedora also use the GNOME desktop? That's not really for beginners. It's just a thought. Tim says, nice toss, but you know how I feel about Windows Circular. So, all right, so you like the thumbnail. Okay, what if I replace the picture of Windows 11 there in the corner with Ubuntu? Would that make you happy? I mean, look, it's Windows Wednesday, so I can't really focus on Linux on a Windows Wednesday, can I? Anyway, I used to do thumbnails in GIMP. But now I just use online accounts, services. It's just easier and faster, really, But anyway. I'm going to look at the system monitor here. Let's see where we add in performance. All right, so 2.9 gigs in Windows 11 or 11. All right, so 2.9 gigs running Windows 11 live streaming. You know what? That's not bad because in some Linux you could easily cross over the 2 gig mark while live streaming. So all things considered, not that bad. RAM usage, this particular machine I got it running 8 gigs of RAM total. CPU usage about 50%. So not bad at all. All right. Let's give this a 5-minute warning, then we'll wrap it up for this morning. Anything else on your mind? Anybody new watching has a comment or a question? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I just realized I haven't done my Arnold Schwarzenegger for this morning, have I? It's good to be here. Oh, Windows 11, it's fantastic. That never gets old. I've told this joke before, but I'll say it again in case you haven't heard it. There's an old joke when Schwarzenegger was governor of California, or California. He didn't do Meet the Press. Not to meet the press. This is press the meat. Anyway, a little humor this morning. Classic joke. Alrighty then. Well, Tim, was great chatting with you too and everybody here in the chat for this morning. It's great to spend a little bit of time and catch up with this terrific community of ours. We will probably do this again next Wednesday. Haven't looked at the schedule. I'll take a look. Yeah, we need more power. Actually, Tim, we need more peace. More peace. What a mess overseas. Hopefully that conflict will end soon. All right, well, I'm out of tea. I'm getting a little bit hungry, so it is time to start my day and put some power in my belly. Thank you again for stopping by. Thank you for all your support and contributions over the years. We are still here 11 years later after starting this unique, what I believe to be a very special technology channel for the masses. That's all I have for this one, my friends. I will catch you on the next one. And as one of my friends says, remember, it's all about the love. Peace and love. Take care.